This is Pam Harden for ENT 601, Western Carolina University. Assignment is Innovation on a Napkin. As you can see, mine turned out to be more of innovation on a paper towel. My business concept that I came up with is a consulting firm for Property Owners Association. That's what POA stands for, is Property Owners Association. And this business concept would offer professional services to developers and property owners in North Carolina to form nonprofit corporations or property owners associations. The way this idea came about was in 2013, my husband and I purchased a couple of lots in a subdivision called Signature Ridge in Watauga County. The developer had sold one lot, and then the crash came. The subdivision was foreclosed upon by the lender, BB&T. So there were about 16 lots that went into foreclosure. My husband and I bought two along with some other folks. There's probably about 10 property owners in the subdivision. So what we ended up with was a subdivision with no developer and no property owners association. So they say the invention, the way inventions come along is necessity, and so out of necessity we formed a property owners association. So I thought, well, if we need it there could be other organizations and developers and subdivisions that also need the service. So the business of real estate development starts with raw land. You buy a tract of raw land, which would look something maybe like this, and you divide it into residential lots and you sell them. So there is a little bit more that goes into it. You need roads, because if you can't access property, it's really not worth a whole lot for most people. And most subdivisions have what they call restrictive covenants, which are rules by which that govern the subdivision. They would be things like how big of a house you would need to build, what type of house, also that you'd pay dues and things like that. So why would you need a POA, or Property Owner Association? It's essential because these are private. Most of them aren't maintained by the county or the city, so your roads and other amenities are maintained by the owners. As I mentioned, there's restrictive covenants, and they govern the subdivision and what you can and can't do. And in the absence of a developer, in the situation where we found ourselves in a foreclosure situation, the property owners did find it necessary to establish their own property owner association. They are necessary to maintain subdivisions, and they are time-consuming, and they involve a very detailed process of forming a nonprofit corporation. And POAs, in a situation where a developer is present, they allow the developer to end the responsibility to step out of the business deal and to move on to the next one. So some of the benefits of a property owners association is they do enforce and can even change restrictive covenants. If you don't like something in the covenants, like for instance, everybody's mailbox looking the same, you can change that. It does maintain the common areas, and big thing that most of us are concerned about if we own property is maximizing our property values. So subdivisions that are maintained well generally maintain their property values. They also minimize the maintenance responsibility, and for instance, in our subdivision, we don't have to mow the grass at the entranceway. We pay somebody to do that because it's a common area, so we all own that first entranceway and have someone mow that grass for us. And also a big concern in our subdivision is road maintenance. It's a gravel road, so with the wear and tear, we need to make sure we can get to our lots. Property owners are members of the Property Owners Association, and they do elect a board of directors. And property owners also pay an assessment to cover these expenses. Our assessments in the subdivision Signature Ridge are $250 a year per lot. And the expenses that would come out of those assessments would include things like landscaping, road maintenance, insurance for commonly owned structures and areas. We don't have a pool, but should your subdivision have a pool or something like that, you would need to maintain that. And we've also had to pay some attorney fees, and if you had a subdivision where you had security on premises, you'd need to pay for that. So why is this important? Home is where the heart is, and for most of us, it's also where a lot of the money is. So that's my Innovation on a Napkin screencast. Hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to talking more about this topic at another time.